We were climbing through 8,000 feet, and I noticed that the oil pressure gauge was going down. And it never had happened before, and I knew something very serious was wrong.
I remember you were flying with your friend Aubrey on your transatlantic flight. Mm-hmm. And as you were climbing, you noticed something wasn't right. What happened? What brought the plane down?
We were climbing through 8,000 feet, and I noticed that the oil pressure gauge was going down. And it never had happened before, and I knew something very serious was wrong. I've realized that we should turn back because we were only a third of the way across to Greenland. So I turned, and as I turned, I radioed in also that we had a malfunctioning gauge. It must have been about less than a minute. The engine stopped. I knew we had lost all the oil. Yeah. Now I was at 8,000 feet, and I knew that with the heavy load we had of fuel, I knew that the plane would drop about 1,000 feet per minute. And I was flying through 8,000. I had 8 minutes to find some kind of a landing site in the Arctic Circle. As I was turning back and flying, I heard Aubrey say a prayer. I was praying also. When we touched down, I will never forget it. It seemed like it would never stop. It was like one long toboggan ride. Mm-hmm. And finally, it stopped and made a gentle turn. I opened the plastic windshield. I got out on my knees, and I thanked our Heavenly Father for bringing us safely down. Now we had work to do. We were on 12 inches of ice in 82 degrees below zero weather. We were clothed for it. I'll tell a little interesting sideline. We were at Sears. I wanted to buy a tent so that, it's part of survival gear, I'll buy a little tent. But instead, the lady that was helping us, she says, why don't you get this red jacket? It'll keep you warmer. And I says, well, I really don't need it. Well, my husband says, but honey, maybe it will be easier to spot you when you go down in the Arctic. He was only teasing. He was only kidding. And we were all laughing. I says, okay, we'll buy the red jacket.
When you're radioing for rescue, you're hearing these bursts. You're hearing the ice breaking.
Oh, the ice is breaking. Yes. We were on a moving ice floe, and the ice was breaking up. And I can still remember one early morning, I said, I can't stay in this sleeping bag any longer. It's crusted over with ice. I walked out on the Arctic Circle, the ice, and I prayed. I said, the Lord, I said, if this is my time, I just want to be ready. I said, this is my time. And then I see a light. I saw a light, and the light kept getting bigger and larger and larger. It was the helicopter coming to rescue us.
Wow.
It was the helicopter. And and another miracle is in the airplane, I could still hear them saying, we haven't found him yet, but we're looking. They're doing a line search. But I had seen that light, and they said the radio should never have been working at the temperature that it was at, cold, should never have been working, so that was quite a miracle. And I even got on and I says, well, we're picking up your lights. I said, we see you. They said we landed in the only place we could have landed in 100 miles safely.
Really? That is a miracle.
The last conversation with me was, how long can you survive? Because the ice patrol, the helicopter could not rescue us. They tried 3 times, but they developed icing, and they couldn't help me.
There was a storm, too.
Ice storm.
Yes, an ice storm.
And it stays for 2 weeks.
In Mayday Over the Arctic, Dorothy talks about her mission flights and miracles that you yourself witnessed. Can you share one of those miracles with us?
I will be glad to. You'll see that the child in the arms of his sister had a large tumor on his face. I talked to the parents. I says, could we take him to see if we could have some surgical something done? Took him to Cebu, and in Cebu there was Dr. Tornelia, and he took a look and he says, yes, he says, I can do something. He did something. He completely changed the face. During the surgery, his heart stopped, and we thought we'd lost the child. And there was not a tear eye among the nurses in that operating room. And then Dr. Tornelia spoke. He says, Lord, it's my birthday today. I asked for no other gift except the life of this little child. And you know, his heart started beating again.
Wow.
They were able to finish the surgery. I can still remember the parents, they said, "Why, he's beautiful."
Wow.
They were translating it for me. When I flew the Pacific flight and landed in Manila, the commanding general of the Air Force met my flight and gave me all free fuel. So I never had to buy any fuel. That's why I could go to distant areas like this. I had no idea that I would eventually be flying. No idea that all these opportunities God has given me. Yes, my husband was taken from me, but I had 5 children, family, very supportive. I believe God gave me these stories for one purpose alone, and that is He still is working through a young girl that I was very, very shy, but He worked through her to reach the world.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Dorothy. You are one extraordinary lady. And thank you for sharing your story with us.
Well, the Lord has been very special to me. He's given me many opportunities, and I'm just thrilled to do my little part for Him.
Be sure to like this video, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, live